Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is your Screenwriter's Rant on Eden, starring Jude Law, Sydney Sweeney, Anna de Armas, directed by Ron Howard, about a group of, I think, Germans that go to a remote island and then drive each other crazy. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books based on a true story. Not my books, the movie. Links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys books 1 through 17. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, yeah, it's kind of like another take on Lord of the Flies, but it is based on a true story. So they go to the island, and then at first it's cool, it's tropical, and then money starts running out, and they start sleeping with each other's wives, and all hell breaks loose, and then they try to kill each other and take over the island. Who dies? Who lives? The end. I think Sydney Sweeney is playing like a more conservative type character, like a woman who's like more demure, let's say, and Anna de Armas is the glamorous one. But they're both smoke shows. I wish they were both playing glam. She, look at her low cut top, goes all the way down to her boobs. Nice. Yeah, I would see this mainly for Anna de Armas's boobs, which I think you might get to see, at least in silhouette. And Sydney Sweeney probably would be in more covered up, but maybe you get to see something. I don't know. But it's kind of a narrative that's been done before. You know, people who go to a remote place. In a way, it's a little bit like, you know, a dramatic. Oh, here's a shot. Here's a shot of underwear. A more dramatic fictional version of like these reality shows like Survivor and whatnot, right? They're supposed to be surviving on the island, but it's all fake, just like Survivor in my opinion. So first act, they come to the island. At first it's great. Oh, it's great. Look at the sun. It's so great. We're German. We're not used to sun. And then at first there's a little tension, but it's all a joke at first. Second act, things get a little more real. Slowly get more and more real. Maybe they run out of food. They get into an argument over something. Someone sleeps with somebody's wife, and then you're off to the races. And now they're threatening each other. And then the third act, they're trying to kill each other. Who lives? Who survives? The end. Now it's based on a true story, so depending on how much Ron Howard decided to take from the actual true story, probably determine who lives or who dies. So, and then, you know, mixed with whatever would be the most dramatic moment and who's the bigger actor kind of thing. Would I see it? Maybe a streaming thing. I have a sneaking suspicion this is the sort of thing that it's more wind up than payoff, if you know what I mean. It's lots of wind up. You know, it's lots of things setting up, but there's no real big reveals here. Because it does take place in, I want to say 1930s or 1940s. I think 1930s. So that sort of limits the technology. You know, I don't think there's going to be any big reveals. It's just going to be they get frustrated with each other and then try to kill each other towards the end. Big whoop. In a movie, that's a big whoop. But, you know, there might be some good performances, some quality nudity. I don't know. Let's read the write-up. Follows a group of people fueled by a profound desire for change. In order to turn their back to society, they leave everything behind to set their futures on the harsh landscape of the Galapagos. So, yeah, and then there's all sorts of weird animals on the island because it's the Galapagos. And, you know, there's a line in the movie, you know, everything on this island can kill you. So, really, it just feels like a bunch of inflated drama. But I don't think it'll be unentertaining. You know, And if you like this kind of thing, I think it'll be pretty entertaining for you. Now, for me, I'm not so much a drama guy, but I might hang in just to catch a few glimpses of nudity and a few intense scenes, but mostly I'd be tuned out on this kind of thing. So I think it would be tolerable for me and people like me. It skews a little bit more towards women because it is a drama and it's more about relationships, and I think the ladies get more involved in that. It's directed by Ron Howard, so he has a weird way of kind of giving everything away in the trailer sometimes. And I actually stumbled upon a second trailer of this that came out a while back, and it looked to be mostly AI generated, and it had really scantily clad versions of Sydney Sweeney and Anna de Armas in it. So it was kind of cool to watch. If you've come across it, it's kind of neat. And all the other actors were in it. I don't know how quite they generated that, or if it was something that Ron Howard did, but the true parts of this story would probably be of the most interest to me if there's any, historical connection to actual. See, here's Sydney Sweeney. They kind of uglied her up for this movie, so I don't think you're going to get to see much with her. That's kind of a bummer. But Anna de Armas, yeah, she's in full makeup. She's ready to go. And she's going to take over this island. It's kind of like Gilligan's Island, only it's Germans in the 30s, and they get super violent. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D. And Little Joan somewhere in the background. Thanks for tuning in. Please, for God's sakes, tune in tonight for the live stream, because tonight is the Oscar stream. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the Oscars streaming below where you can't see it. So you can have it on in your house. I can't run it on YouTube because they just flag you immediately. But I will be making my snarky comments while it runs in the background. And we'll, of course, be talking about the box office this week and the trades and whatnot. I will try to go to midnight. I don't know if I'll make 5 hours of the Oscars, man. I'm definitely going to need a couple of breaks in that mix. But we'll see. We'll see if I can make it to Best Picture. I don't know. I may just bang my head against the wall and call it a night. But we'll see how it goes. So tune into the live stream at 7. We'll see you on the live stream.